Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings. This is the second day for our favorite things week, and I had to do a my favorite things video about friendship and of course celebrations. So celebrations will be ending in just a few short weeks, and for every $50 that you spend with Stampin' Up, you get a free item, and one of the items that you can get is this stamp set, and it's called Pattern Occasions. And I thought I would use this stamp set. You guys have seen me use this whole Latte Love stamp before, but I really do love it, and so it had to be featured in my favorite things. And last week was Wendy's birthday. Wendy over at Love and Stampin' Up, and her and I are really, really good friends. She's my best friend. She's practically a sister. And so I was needing to make her a birthday card, so I thought I would wrap it all in to one and do a birthday card and share with you guys some favorite things. So the other thing that I'm sharing today is ATG tape. So you guys know that I use ATG tape a lot, and it really is one of my favorite adhesives. It's a really aggressive adhesive, and you get a lot of it. And so right now what I have is I have this piece of brown. This is Early Espresso, and I embossed it with our honeycomb embossing folder. And I have a piece of Primrose Petal cardstock, and I'm just going to go ahead and attach the two. And whenever you're doing anything with something that you've embossed, you really want to put good adhesive on it because it will lift. It will raise up because of that embossing. And so I'm using my ATG tape, and I'm going to attach that right down in the middle. Today's items that I'm adding to the prize package is a few pieces of this is from our Prince of Poetry, and I'll be using this paper right here, so I have a little chunk of that to add. And then also I'll be adding a ATG refill to our prize package, and you can enter that by leaving a comment here on YouTube and by going over to the blog. There's lots of ways to enter over there. So I'm going to do a little bit of embossing, and I'm going to be using this Hearts of Flutter stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and use this heart, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp it with Versamark and then use some white embossing powder. Gonna pop that out, and you can see that it is cut out perfect. So let's zoom in and finish this card up. So now I have my card base just like that. Need to zoom out a tiny bit. And then I have all these pieces, and I'm just gonna give you measurements for these pieces because I don't really layer a lot of my cards, and this is a lot of layering, and it was a little bit difficult for me to get the exact measurements that I wanted. So my card is gonna actually open like this. This piece is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 about. That's gonna go right there in the middle. Okay, then I have 2 brown pieces. Each of these brown pieces are 2 inches by 2 1/2. Okay. They're gonna go right down like that. And then I have a pattern piece and a white piece. Actually, it's a very vanilla piece, and it's 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. And those pieces are gonna go down like that, okay? So what I can do is I can just layer all these pieces, and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so now I'm just gonna stamp. You can hear my neighbor's crazy dogs. Sorry, guys. So I'm just stamping that. I'm loving this. And then what I've done is I have these 3 pieces And they just came from my Boho Blossoms punch, and I just punched out using this one right here, and I just punched out a primrose petals. And I'm gonna go ahead and use some glue dots and put it right on the bottom here. I'm hoping 3 will fit across. Yeah, I mean, fits pretty good. They're a little tight in there. And then this is gonna go down here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop this piece up. Okay, and then I have some of this ribbon. This is the 1/8 stitched ribbon. I'm going to tie a bow. Okay, so I have my bow and I tied it, and I just put a tiny glue dot right behind the middle of the bow so that it would stay down. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my ATG again. And I'm putting that just right over the ribbon, and I'm putting a lot on because it's going right down on that embossed piece. And I don't want it to lift. Oops, sorry about that, guys. So now right in the middle, this piece is gonna go. And then the last thing I have is, I need my craft knife, is I just have some pearls, and I'm going to stick those right. I'm gonna stick a medium-sized one on the heart, and then I'm gonna stick 3 small ones right in the middle of these flowers. And that's it. I will probably add, you'll probably see in the photo at the end, I'm probably going to add some stitching, brown stitching around the primrose, and then some brown or primrose stitching around this white piece. So you'll see that in the photo. So thanks guys for coming by. Remember to leave a comment here on the blog, here on YouTube, and then you can go over to the blog and leave a comment to win. I'm going to draw 5 people at the end of the week to win prize packages and I will be adding some of this paper and some ATG refill to the package today. So thanks guys for coming by, and I hope that you're enjoying a week of my favorite things, and I will talk to you tomorrow for a new video and more prizes to win.